Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call on Superintendent Good to talk to us about summer school.
Good evening, President Baker, Vice President Stewart, members of the board. It's a pleasure to welcome to the podium Alicia Gillison, our Executive Director of School Leadership and Development, to begin the presentation on Summer School 2014.
She knows what she's doing.
Good evening, President Baker, Vice President Stewart, members of the board, Madam Treasurer, Madam Internal Auditor, Dr. Good, colleagues, and members of the Columbus City Schools learning community. It is my pleasure, in collaboration with a team of educators, to present to you our plans for the 2014 summer school program. This year's program is multifaceted, providing options to our schools and students, all with the same goal: to provide quality summer intervention that students can be successful as possible at the start of the 2014-15 school year. Our planning team consisted of the individuals listed on the slide, some of whom will introduce themselves as we go through our presentation. Additionally, our team has met and will continue to meet with representatives from many different departments, including transportation, nurses, enrollment, safety and security, and other classified staffs. Tonight, we will walk you through the various program details. The programs about which you are about to learn tonight are elementary school, middle summer school, high school summer school, Ohio Graduation Test Summer Institute, school-based intervention programs, and the Clinton Elementary third grade project. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite to the podium School Improvement TOSA's Emma Corbin and Liz McNally to describe our 2014 elementary school summer school program.
Thank you, Ms. Gillison. Good evening.
Good evening.
The district will be offering an elementary summer school program at 7 sites, 4 of which will provide ESL services for those who qualify. The program will run for 5 weeks, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thematic Common Core aligned literacy activities and problem-based mathematics instruction for students who have completed grades K through 5 will be provided, along with targeted, individualized intervention in both reading and math. Next slide, please. Thank you. District summer school at the elementary level is free to students who are currently enrolled in Columbus City Schools. Summer school will be open to non-CCS students who reside in the district based on available space. The reading materials used for instruction are Common Core aligned, theme-based texts with opportunities to demonstrate comprehension through written responses, in addition to the leveled literacy intervention system, a targeted research-based intervention system. The math materials used for instruction are Common Core aligned, summer success math kits with additional manipulatives and extensions.
May I interrupt for just a moment? For the benefit of the board and the listening audience, could you explain what leveled literacy intervention system is briefly?
Yes, sir. That's coming right up.
So the Leveled Literacy Intervention System is a research-based program that specifically is designed to meet the needs of readers who may be struggling. The program is designed to advance every 10 lessons by 1 guided reading level. And you'll see on the next slide that we use that as one of our measures of success. The texts are specifically written, as are the activities, to meet the needs of our learners. Thank you. Next slide. To measure the success of our program, we have selected specific targeted assessments at each level. For reading in grades K through 5, the district-wide goal is an increase of 1 guided reading level from the end of the school year to the completion of our 5-week program. This aligns with the Leveled Literacy Intervention System. We know that fluency plays a large role in student success grades K through 2. To ensure that our program is targeting fluency, we have created a fluency program and will measure its success through setting a goal of increasing in high-frequency word reading and writing by the end of the summer. This program is based on research and incremental rehearsal and addresses a need based on last year's data. Because in grades 3 through 5, students make the transition from learning to read to reading to learn, we have added a comprehension-based paper and pencil assessment with a goal of increasing proficiency by 15% by the end of the summer. In mathematics, our goal is for students to demonstrate an increase in mastery of mathematical concepts as indicated by 5 additional correct responses from pre to post-test scores. This program is funded through Title I for grades K through 2 and general fund dollars for grades 3 through 5. These funds support curricular materials, staff, and transportation. I would like to welcome Ms. Catherine Ryder to share information about our middle school programs.
Okay. The middle school summer school program will serve grades 6 through 8 this year. It will run concurrently with the elementary school program beginning on Monday, June 16th and running through July 17th. Those are Monday through Thursday. The middle school program is designed to provide intervention and also retention recovery, again, for students in grades 6 through 8. In the middle school, we focus on grade level standards while reviewing the prerequisite skills and concepts that students may be missing so that we're addressing the gaps while still moving everybody forward. One of the highlights of the middle school program is across-town district meetings that we want to have once a week with the students. So we will use Adobe Connect to connect the 3 middle school sites so students can give each other shout outs and feel like there are other people in the district going to summer school along with me. The instruction takes place in 90-minute blocks for math, reading, and reading in the content area. And the 3 district sites will be Champion, Ridgeview, and Starling. Eligible students, again, it mirrors what goes on with elementary program. Students who are currently CCS students are all invited to apply, and then non-CCS students are accepted on a space available basis. I would like to now introduce Ms. Linda Jackson, the high school coordinator.
Good evening. The high school program runs from June 16th to July 25th, Monday through Friday. We will offer traditional classes, that's teacher-led classes, and also computer-based classes, the VCAP classes, where it's a combination of computer and teacher instruction. The biggest difference, the VCAP classes are self-paced. So a student that already has the skills, they can finish faster. We also offer physical education during the summer, and credits are earned after successful completion. The schools are downtown, east, south, and Whetstone. The eligible students are any students currently enrolled in grades 9 through 12. Middle school students can attend if they meet the prerequisites. Students who attend private school and charter schools but live in the Columbus City School District can also attend. Out-of-district students are allowed to attend at a higher rate if space allows. The fees for summer school vary depending on the courses offered. All materials are supplied, the textbooks, access to the computer labs, and any physical education equipment needed. The budget comes from general funds. The passage rate to earn a credit is a minimum of 60%. For the traditional classes that are led by teachers, students cannot miss more than 3 days, or they do not earn credit. They can continue to attend, but they will not receive credit for the class. The VCAP class is also a 60% minimum, but there are different criteria for each class depending on the class. Okay? And that's the high school summer school. The next high school component is the Summer Institute for any student that needs to pass the Ohio graduation test. There's a 10-hour requirement for tutoring. Have to be tutored in the subject area for 10 hours. You may receive that tutoring outside the district, but this is what we offer in the district. There's 2 weeks. Each session is 1 week. So a student could take 4 tutoring sessions. The criteria, again, is anyone that needs to pass the OGT, and that will be offered at the Arts Impact. And there's no fee for the Summer Institute. All current students are eligible, and any student that has attended Columbus City Schools, met all academic requirements, but did not complete the OGT. If they've finished all the coursework and they still have the OGT to pass, they can attend also. All materials are supplied, students just need to register. Now we have the Executive Director, David Baker.
Good evening. One of the first meetings I attended when I joined Columbus City Schools in February was to meet with Mr. Graves and all of the principals of schools who still had a significant balance of school improvement grant dollars left to spend, enough that they could potentially support their own summer learning intervention program utilizing those dollars that would otherwise be lost. We coached them through the various decisions that would need to be made in order to make such a program happen in their schools, and lo and behold, several of those schools took advantage of the opportunity. What was promised to them was that they would have the autonomy to decide what type of program they would offer, how they would schedule that program, and what materials they would utilize. As you can see, 32 schools chose to develop their own programs for their own students this summer, including 22 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, and 4 high schools. One of the caveats of the SIG-funded sites was that each of the schools could only serve their currently enrolled students. Unlike the district summer school programs that can serve any student within the district boundaries, SIG dollars can only support those students who attend that particular school. Schools had the option of adopting the program that our summer school planning team developed, or they could exercise the autonomy to develop their own programs. Those schools that did choose to develop their own programs completed a pro forma through which they described how they would be serving their students, how they would measure student growth, and what materials they would utilize to do so. Those pro formas were vetted by a team from the curriculum shop to ensure that the appropriate standards would be reinforced. Each school could define its own measure of success depending on the programs being offered. The schools adopting the district-developed program, however, will utilize the same benchmarks as previously described for the elementary summer school program. SIG funds are being used to support the bulk of the expenses for these 32 schools. There are some limitations on the grant requirements, and general fund dollars are making up that difference. John Burroughs Elementary School is a perfect example of a school utilizing its school improvement dollars for summer learning in a way that not only benefits its students, but will also have a lasting impact on its teachers' professional growth and their readiness to raise student learning for the next school year. Here to explain a little about the summer program at John Burroughs is Principal Laura Schnabelin.
Good evening. John Burroughs Elementary prides itself on being a student-centered learning environment. Over the past year, the staff has redesigned both our writing and math instruction to meet the unique needs of each student. Having a reading CCIT who's trained in reading recovery this year, we look forward to 2014-2015 in beginning the implementation of Literacy Collaborative within the school. When the opportunity to host a summer intervention program presented itself, the staff wholeheartedly supported this opportunity. Reading data shows that students at John Burroughs lose 2 to 3 levels over the summer months. Likewise, through our collaboration with the Hilltop Library branch, we found that even though the library is within a short walk of the school, it's largely underutilized by our families. Serving a student population that's 92% economically disadvantaged, we recognize that students have many unmet needs. A summer program focused on literacy, community involvement, and service learning would meet those needs and reduce summer learning loss. If we could go back a slide. A summer literacy program would also meet the needs of my staff.
Since the district's school reading framework reflects the Literacy Collaborative framework, our summer program would allow the staff to familiarize themselves with the planning and the logistics of implementation while having a reduced class size. Likewise, our summer school coordinator will serve as an instructional coach working in classrooms to support implementation. Beginning last week, staff, not just those working this summer, met after school to begin learning about Literacy Collaborative. Any interested staff member will continue meeting in May, early June, and one afternoon each week throughout the program to share successes and obstacles in implementing the framework. This collaboration will also help staff to plan for next school year as we move to implementing Literacy Collaborative with fidelity.
Thanks, Ms. Schnabelin. At this time, I invite Liz McNally and Emma Corbin back to the podium to talk about another unique opportunity for our district third graders this summer. Liz?
Thank you. In addition to our summer school sites and our summer intervention sites, we have a Clinton specialty site program, which is aligned with the dates for the regularly run elementary summer school sites. However, rather than 8 to 1, it will run from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. for grade 3 students. This pilot program will focus on supporting students who have not yet met the 392 cut score for passage to 4th grade as determined by the Ohio Achievement Assessment. The morning activities for these students will be Common Core literacy focused, while the afternoon focuses on providing extracurricular opportunities to create a thematic, cross-content approach to literacy instruction.
To meet the needs of our learners, we've designed a program that includes texts specifically selected to address the 4 areas tested on the Ohio Achievement Assessment, and these include acquisition of vocabulary, literary text, informational text, and reading processes. Engaging activities and lessons will support the development of learners while continuing, most importantly, to inspire a love of reading. Students will also engage in unique writing experiences and targeted intervention. Intervention will include, once again, mirroring the elementary program, the use of the level literacy intervention systems and opportunities for additional data-driven small group instruction. The goals of this program are twofold. First, to increase by 1 guided reading level, and most importantly, to attain a minimum score of 392 on the July 8th administration of the Summer Ohio Achievement Assessment. This program is entirely funded through our general fund dollars. This program's morning reading is followed by unique afternoon extracurricular activities, which I'm very excited to share with you. I would like to welcome Principal Kathy Leffler of Clinton Elementary to share some information about these with you.
Thank you, Emma and Liz. Good evening. Clinton's program is bringing an activity extension of opportunities that will spark the interest and expand the literacy program in the afternoon. We wanted to do something that would make boys and girls want to come to school, to be excited about coming to school every day, because sometimes during summer, the interest might lag a little bit. The swimming pool may be calling them. And we also wanted to give parents, an opportunity to have programming longer in the day for their boys and girls. Some of the activities that we have planned include technology, Lego robotics, multimedia explorations, computer programming, including the Hour of Code. We are going to explore culture through art and the history of sport. We are going to have the Ballet Momentum program that will do a partnership with us that will end with a performance at the end of the program. We will also offer students the option to explore drama and play production. Students will read scripts, create sets, and bring characters to life. Again, families will be invited to an end-of-summer performance of theater for their students. We are excited to offer this pilot program at Clinton Elementary to the families of Columbus City Schools, and we thank Dr. Good for giving us this opportunity. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Kathy. Please welcome back Ms. Gillison to the podium.
I just want to sign up right now.
All of our summer school sites will serve breakfast and lunch, and transportation is provided to all of the elementary and middle school district sites and some of the school improvement grant sites. Summer quota passes are being provided to the high school students. And when you think about marketing and how we're getting the word out, we've marketed through our CCS website. There's a parent page, and we also have the banner on the CCS website. Of course, our Global Connect voice dialer. And at the May 1st Family Literacy Library event, we also publicize our summer school options. And on May 3rd, National Children's Day, we had information for parents and students interested in the summer school sites. Also commercial announcements and students meeting one-on-one with their counselors at the schools. Summer assessment dates, OGT assessment dates, reading June 16th, math June 17th, writing June 18th, science the 19th, and social studies on the 20th, and our third grade reading assessment July 8th at all elementary school sites. All elementary summer school sites, let me correct that. This concludes our presentation. We welcome any questions or comments at this time.
Are there questions from board members? Mr. Peretti, I believe you were first.
Thank you, President Baker.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
very much for the presentation. My question was around a lot of the elementary and middle school intervention and programs. Are we able to capture the same target of need in the students and have those folks following through in summer school, and how does that work? Like looking at the need that we have for these programs and what the actual turnout is when it comes to summer school. And I just may not know, so I apologize if it's a very basic question.
Okay.
But
That's an awesome question. And actually, yes, many of our schools are in school improvement status. So within their teacher-based teams and their building leadership team, they have been collecting data on their students all throughout the year. So they use the data from those short cycle assessments, or we did for the district programs, to identify those things that students specifically need. Those were data-based, data-guided decisions. So then when students then get into the school, we will again pre-test them to make sure that that's the correct thing, so that they're going to be getting a lot of differentiation and specific standards and work that they need.
okay. But as you target them, actually, when it comes to summer school, the actual turnout, how does that look, especially with like the elementary and middle school programs? Because we're targeting a need.
Yes.
But how is the turnout? We have a set of students that we want to participate in this program. What is how is the participation looking like? How do we get to that?
Well, I mean, I think that we target those at the individual building levels. Principals and teachers would make recommendations for summer school. Those often come from principals. A lot of times parents are looking for summer opportunities. If you're a parent and your child is not bringing home a report card that reflects the kind of grades that you would like. So those are definitely targeted in that way. Is that answering your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, are we able to help out in any way, basically, to improve the turnout, is what I'm trying to say. So we have a bunch of folks that we're identifying that probably needs help, intervention issues, or whatever the program may be. Are we able to get all those folks into summer school? Like, are we having success doing that, getting a lot of those folks actually into the programs? Is sort of what my question was.
Registration is currently going on. We have sent those registration forms out to all of the schools. We're meeting with the guidance counselors whenever they're having their meetings, so that they know what's available. And I don't know, did you want something else to add for elementary?
Elementary-wise, so a couple of things we've done, one of which was our presence during the library events on May 1st. We had a summer school table set up. We had representatives not only from our district sites with flyers on hand, but also from our summer intervention sites on hand. So if I was a teacher at East Haven or Huey, I had packets there that were ready to go for any child who was at my local site. Part of our dialer will direct, go ahead and step up, will direct parents to call their neighborhood school or their local school We wanted to call directly to the school because the school knows what's going on at their location. And if they are not the location, we have the district sites available for them. So intervention and assistance teams are promoting. I've personally signed kids up, just meeting with parents and really promoting in Children's Day as well, having forms on hand ready to go.
And might I also add, this is the first time we've really experimented with allowing buildings to create their own programs. So when we have each of so many sites, at the elementary level it's 30 sites doing their own programs, it's really exciting because they're personally reaching out and, I don't know if recruiting is too strong of a word, but talking with families and saying, come on out, we have opportunities for extended learning throughout the summer. And I think that those kinds of personal connections on a 30 building basis at the elementary level alone are really going to have an impact on the numbers that we see. We hope that it has an impact.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I also think that's where Clinton's program, our pilot program, comes in to see if an extended day program will lead to greater participation, and we're hoping that does, giving the boys and girls some things that they really look forward to going, to do each day. Really intensive instruction geared on exactly what they need in the morning, and then infusing that with fun, creative activities in the afternoon. So I think that, along with the specific sites, will make a big difference this year.
Thank you.
It's really a very good question, Mr. Peretti, because we need more data to understand what makes the difference, what turns the needle for families choosing to attend summer school. So the non-SIG sites are all air-conditioned sites this year. That has not been true in the past. We have the transportation, we have the breakfast and the lunch programs. You can tell there's a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. It's data-driven. And if you remember from the family literacy event, every family that attended actually got a passport that showed how much of a gap needed to be closed in which of those 4 literacy development areas. So parents know exactly that there's a match and how far their child needs to grow in order to achieve that benchmark. So doing that at the elementary gives us good data to replicate that at the middle and the high school levels as well.
Very good. Board Member Reyes?
Thank you. So, Ms. Gillis, I was giving you the thumbs up because you answered one of my questions right away. So I thank you, Mrs. Gillison, for anticipating what you're getting really good anticipating what type of questions we're asking, and that was about where can our families get information about the schools. And the second question that you're going to anticipate that I would have asked is it in several languages?
The student registration forms were sent to our ESL department. It's my understanding the Spanish version is now available. It's going to be posted very soon online, and the Somali one is in the works.
Okay. And are we having any issues with staffing for the summer schools?
Elementary school is completely staffed at this point in time.
Yay.
Middle school.
I know several teachers, they enjoy their summers. How are we reaching out to possibly people that might want to volunteer over the summer?
So I can speak to a couple of things, one of which is that we've been in conversations with Krista Bauer from the Reading Buddies program about the opportunity for that, as well as in conversations with the Columbus Metropolitan Libraries, looking at continuing that partnership. I actually met with them on Monday, and they're talking about putting displays based on our weekly themes inside of their branches. They're coming to the Teachers PD Day. So we're going to continue those relationships that we've fostered this year that we really know have a profound impact on our students and our community.
And I specifically asked that question because I recently have had 2 or 3 individuals that are actually bilingual in Spanish and in French ask, they're retired, they're looking for things to do, and we would love for you to volunteer for some of those for some of our schools, and some of them are not available till the summer, so it actually falls in great.
We also have parent workshops at our district sites, and we would love to talk with you possibly afterward about making contact so that we have translators available at each of those sites for the parent meetings, which is always very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Board Member Cole?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to kind of add to what kind of community conversation is taking place with regard to this, myself, Mr. Smith, and also Ms. Corbin had the wonderful opportunity to engage our clergy community the Baptist Ministerial Alliance, to introduce to them what's taking place this summer and offer some materials for them to present to their congregants as well. So there's been some going a bit above and beyond, if you will, too. But to that note, you talked about moving the needle 15%. What does that mean in terms of bottom line number, first and foremost? And secondly, what enclave or community of students are you looking to capture in that 15% in moving the student needle? Is that the third grade or?
Hi, back to me. The 15% is an increase in proficiency from pre to post test in grades 3 through 5. One of the reasons we added that piece in is we know that those students in particular take a different version of an assessment. So their guided reading level may be as such, but then they have to be able to apply that ability to read in multiple ways. One of which is through the mastery of skills as it comes to reading and writing. So even within the curriculum, so the 15% is a overall proficiency growth for grades 3 through 5. Embedded within our curriculum are unique opportunities for reading and writing at level and above level. So we've got those built in so that we can see that kind of an increase in our students. And we are optimistic that this will result then in them being even more prepared for the things that they're encountering in years to come. So they're leaving the summer, I like to call it the summer learning time, ready for the next grade level and then some.
Okay.
Thank you for your question. Oh, and thank you for allowing me to speak with the group of gentlemen. They were absolutely lovely and helpful.
No, thank you.
Other questions?
So could I piggyback on
Please.
that? And I'm so glad that Board Member Cole raised that opportunity for our community to be involved. I had a wonderful conversation with the director of the Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services, Anthony Trotman, and there's an interest in, if the Clinton model is as successful as we anticipate, in actually coupling the summer camp opportunities that are funded through Franklin County with our summer school academic programs, so that it would be a full-day experience in the future and aligned, and many of those activities then provided by Parks and Rec or others would actually reinforce those literacy and numeracy skills that we seek to teach in the morning. So it would be a full continuum of offerings across the day, and so that data that we're gathering this summer will really help us understand whether in fact the market would support that sort of a program in summer of 2015. So we're pretty jazzed about that as well.
Ms. Gibbs?
Yes. Dr. Good, we have just wanted that configuration for years. And the idea of the half day for working parents, I know, is a challenge, because you're thinking at 1 o'clock, where am I going to take them? And most half-day camps run in the morning and not in the afternoon. So it presents a quandary. So first, hats off to the Clinton Elementary team and under the leadership of Ms. Leffler, and to the speaker's earlier point who said, I think Clinton is doing pretty good. If you call excellent with distinction years in a row pretty good, I think that it couldn't be at a better facility under a better team of highly energetic people. And the elementary team, I don't know if you noticed, but every time they come to the mic, there's this big burst of smile, like they have all the energy. So whatever elementary is doing, I'm sure it's going to be successful if they can take a piece of your passion. The same with middle, and I like what you're doing, and high school. I think your work is always cut out for you, and I think we can advance. So my questions for the team are just a few. And you may answer this with the site-based team, but on middle school, I noticed that your sites are at Champion. The sites you have listed are at Champion and Ridgeview. Yes. What about, are there South Side and Far East Side sites that are being served in different capacities? Or where will the Marion Franklin Independence, where would those students go?
That those would be going to Champion or to Starling. Traditionally, those South Side sites are very, very low enrollment, so we tried to find Champion as a good alternative where we could get the students there. and have a pretty full site in that location. It also was kind of flavored by which SIG schools, which schools were already having their own programs. So on the east side, there was Sherwood having their own, and that would take quite a bit of enrollment from the east side students, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are sites far east, and there are sites in the,
6 additional middle schools.
there's 6 additional middle schools. When you get a chance, can y'all give us the additional schools, the other 22, the 32 sites, because we have these, but these are the district-sponsored middle schools. Very good. Question on BCAP. Is that open for advanced students, students who want to take courses in advance, or is it only open to repeat a course?
It's open to both, students that
open
want
to
to take it advanced or for credit recovery.
Okay.
Yes.
OGT, open to repeat only, or for students who want to get tutoring in advance of the test?
And not test,
The OGT,
but those students that don't qualify to test,
okay.
is that the group you're asking about?
Now, I'm just saying, if I have a ninth grader going to high school, I say you have OGT Academy, could that ninth grader sign up for OGT Institute, or do they have to wait?
If space is available.
If
Yes,
space is
we want to
available.
fill every seat.
If space is available, they
Available.
could take advantage of the OGT tutoring?
Yes.
Okay. Next question. There's a ton of opportunities. How can our students with, our special students with disabilities take advantage, and what sites are available to students with special needs? Where are they going? Is there a specific elementary site, a specific middle school site, and a specific high school site, or are they mainstreamed?
Okay, for high school, we have tutors in every building.
Okay.
So there's they have to choose a site that's convenient for them, and we will have the services there.
And we'll have the resources there to help them. Hearing impaired students, same supports?
Well, in the past, the hearing impaired students have come with their services. So we do have nurses on duty that evaluate needs at the beginning of summer school. So if that issue was to come up, we could address it. But we don't have anyone there beforehand, but we do evaluate those needs at the beginning of summer school.
Okay. On high school, and people look at summer school sometimes as being a repeat. Can you talk about the advanced courses, or the courses that students can take that will leave some room in their schedule later in case they want to do senior to sophomore or take advantage of PSEO? What type of courses can you take to get credit that isn't necessarily remedial?
We offer all core courses. Any course that's required for graduation, that's a core course, will be offered this summer. So they could take any course they needed.
Are there
Not
any-
elective credit, but core classes.
Is foreign language considered elective or core?
It's the elective credit now.
So are there
Yes.
foreign language courses offered in
Right
summer?
now, we have Spanish 1 that's offered, and then we have a wait list for the foreign language to see if there's really, the need for it. Or just to, see the interest in it. Because in the past, we have not had interest in Spanish, enough interest in Spanish 2 and Spanish 3, or French to offer it.
Okay. I have more questions. I'm going to yield the floor to another colleague.
Thank you.
If they have another.
Are there questions from board members who have not previously posed a question?
All my questions were answered.
Very well then, Board Member Reyes?
I just have a request.
Okay.
Is there a way to download the information? I know we mentioned earlier that the clergy have been included. Well, we have a Guadalupe Center out on the west side, which services 4,000 families, and about 2/3 of those families are children and are not doing very well. There's a lot of statistics I can provide you that I'm working with the Catholic Social Services Organization about the need in that area. The Ohio Hispanic Coalition and the Ohio Latino Affairs Organization both have websites and access to some of our children. So I would like to make sure that if we're going to do that, and I know we have a Somali organization that has access to our community.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Ms. Gibbs?
So to the elementary team, and specifically to Ms. Leffler, and to the entire team. This is a pilot specifically for a set of students, I know. Have we, Dr. Good, thought about, or have you sent a letter to the parents saying, your child does not have 392? And this is a specific opportunity for your child. Because I know we do broad-based marketing, and I see the strategies, but quite frankly, there is a specific set of students who have not reached 392. And so what type of direct communication with the parents are we going to do? Because if you just say, oh, all this is available, I'm gonna say, oh, it's all junk mail. But if you say your child specifically is not on level, then that may garner a different.
That is a great question, Ms. Gibbs. And one of the things that the Office of Assessment and Accountability will be doing, it's a challenge because the results of the spring assessment for the OAA for our current third graders, we don't get until, I believe, the day before summer school starts. Great timing. But nonetheless, that office has already prepared letters that will be mail merged and sent home immediately. And of course, if we have students who want to enroll after that summer school has begun or the summer intervention program's begun, we will gladly take them and fill those seats and get as many kiddos into those programs as we possibly can. Those letters will have specific information as to the summer programs, who to contact your school, your principal, or these specific sites so that we can get those kiddos in there.
So you can't use the BOE May data to project whether or not they're at level?
We're actually,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year assessments, but we should at least have BOE and May.
sure. With third grade specifically, we're using that fall assessment data. And so any student who did not pass with the 392 in the fall will certainly be targeted to be involved, and then using that other formative assessment data for the other grade levels to encourage students to attend, absolutely.
So if we know that they didn't pass in the fall, do we have to wait so late? Can we send that?
They've already, their principals and their schools have already been in contact with those families.
They
So
have.
yes, that's already been
They
done.
have
Yes,
already.
that's a targeted
Okay.
population for us.
And then up until the first week, tell me what's the drop dead date for the students to enroll in summer school? Y'all looking like y'all gonna take them at any point. But what is the drop dead?
We're going to take them at any point. We want those kiddos in those seats. And so certainly if we can get them in there, I don't think we actually even discussed a drop dead date. I think we said we just want them in the program. Michelle, I'm sorry, Dr. Klein?
Just wanted to mention that July 8th will be our testing date for summer. Remember, that's an additional opportunity for those students.
Yeah. Certainly getting them in summer school before July 8th would be a good thing. So we'll try to, but we'll take them anytime that we can get them so that we can get them the intervention that they need. Absolutely.
Thank you for your presentation. I don't think I have another question, but hats off to the innovation of all the buildings. And I would like to hear and see what they're planning. And I know we have, from the PR standpoint, a lot of the CCS communication, and it's even going out on faith-based. I would offer, again, to make sure it goes out through Parks and Recs and through the library systems, and make sure we even touch non-traditional mediums. So if any radio stations or any TV stations would like to give us some play, some good play finally, this would be a great opportunity to put that on there, as well as grandparents and other summer camps, and the way we can maybe foster non-traditional partnerships now, and help people to get enrolled. It was a big conversation about making summer school mandatory. And that was a very real consideration last year and two years ago, just to make sure that students who need the help get it. I think you put together an innovative program that is inviting enough and marketable enough. If you want to see momentum, next Tuesday, they'll be performing at the downtown at the Rife Center. You'll get to see. You can go into the Ohio channel and see what that's going to be. It's an amazing program, and I hope that parents do take advantage. But if your child, this is to parents, if your child is not on level, you need to break down the door tomorrow and enroll them in summer school, because they're not going to catch up by swimming in the swimming pool all summer or playing in the park. It doesn't happen that way. It happens by studying and making a sacrifice and investing the time and making up the gains that they need that didn't happen during the school year. And so I thank the board and my colleagues for this investment in summer school. It's a significant investment that we're putting in, and I hope parents take advantage. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, godparents, and anybody that touch a child, stop in the building, get a summer school application, and enroll those children. And if you think about getting ahead, don't wait till high school to take a math class, a Spanish class, or some of the computer classes. Take them now. In your junior and senior year, you can study at Franklin or DeVry Advantage Academy or do some other things that just knocking some things off now will give you a lot more flexibility later.
Thank you. Mr. Cole?
I want to thank my colleague, Ms. Gibbs, for communicating the sense of urgency. And just being brief, I want to reiterate for our listening audience, those who are also watching this meeting on television, that July 8th is the opportunity to take that test if your child did not score that 392. Again, July 8th is the opportunity to take that test.
Other questions or comments from board members? Oh, Ms. Gibbs.
More. And we're talking about the importance of this, but to reiterate, Dr. Good, the third grade guarantee says what? Can you just remind our parents and listening audience why we are going, as they say, why we're going in so hard in the paint for third grade?
The third grade reading guarantee says that a student must score a 392 or above to proceed to the fourth grade.
Otherwise, they will what?
Be retained in the third grade.
Your child will repeat a grade.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just so we're all clear that the third grade guarantee is real, and no matter how long of a line or how much you protest, it is not a Columbus City rule, it is a state of Ohio rule. And it is something we will abide by, and we don't want to hold anyone back. We want all of our children to succeed, and we want everyone to take advantage of this opportunity so that they can be fulfilled and they can continue to proceed with their cohort and graduate in June of their year, and we all sit around and celebrate. But I didn't want to miss the fact that this is connected to the third grade guarantee. Go to the State of Ohio website, Ohio Department of Education, and read about the third grade guarantee. It is the law. Thank you, President Baker.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. Very well done. Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, does that conclude your report this evening?
It does. Thank you.
Thank you very much.